I'm gonna sit here and just clearly state that I see where you're both coming from, because I've sat
there,
and I've known him for so long and worked so closely with him.
How many of you were told, find a woman who wants to fucking achieve a mission with you and get on purpose and do something meaningful in the world? Who cares about the fantasy romance shit? Who told you that? I did, just now. Listen to me. The question is, are the projects we're choosing to invest our resources in congruent with helping us achieve the priorities we've already established as a company? But Flywheel, for example, is like a 30-hour project that is kind of tangential to everything else happening and ended up being like a total hidden amount of work. Like, it really became obstructive almost to my ability to do all the other things we've already committed to. And if I had at the time asked this question, I probably would have pushed Flywheel to Q1 of next year.
Okay, but you were the one that pushed Flywheel ahead. We had already discussed a couple weeks before we pushed ahead with it that we were going to push it off at that point. It wasn't important to us. And then at one point, was it I think it was in a stand-up.
It was at a stand-up. I complained about it.
No, you told me we need to move forward. You were very adamant.
I know, Christine.
Let's move forward.
I know that. But please appreciate that I recognize that I am an ungoverned fuck. So the problem that I'm speaking to is that when I stand up at a stand-up with conviction and say, this has to be done, in the face of the systems I've built to govern me, and nobody qualifies that, nobody qualifies. The thing is, that went from Alexander being adamant at stand-up to an unqualified action. Like, the company kicked into gear and responded to Alexander's direction, which is exactly what should happen, but totally shouldn't have happened. I just want to find a way to diffuse the potential for you to feel like you have to be defensive, because my role as the visionary demands my dissatisfaction. And it's totally possible for me to be wholly dissatisfied. For example, I'm totally fucking dissatisfied. Even though I thought for sure the video blog would not net us any new short-term customers. I really didn't think it was a short-term customer type play, okay? I knew that going into it, but this whole time I was still hoping it would, right? So we're 82 episodes in, and I'm expressing displeasure that it hasn't made us any new customers, okay? And then my perception is Warren perceives that as him being a failure. I want to create marketing that actually potentially triggers new customers.
Yes.
And I would say that 82 episodes is a fairly reasonable case study to support that short-term conversions and audience growth are not happening as a result of the video blog. That isn't to say it doesn't have value. It has lots of value. It's created context and...
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I just don't know what I can... I don't know. I mean... Yeah.
You okay there, Warren?
I just really feel like I failed you guys, and I've wasted your money, and I'm sorry.
I got exactly what I wanted. I knew for a fact it wouldn't produce new customers. We've known that the whole time.
Yeah.
Listen, Warren, this is an experiment. We know what we're in for this for. My dissatisfaction doesn't equate to an expectation that things should have been different. I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm not expecting it to be different. But I have to
draw on the data available to me to paint a contrast for what is possible. It's impossible for me to say here, I want something to be different in the future without someone here being offended by it. I'm just gonna be how I'm gonna be.
You're making him feel bad, and you're making me feel bad, and you're making her feel bad, and everybody's feeling bad because Alex is making like these short-term things, and then everything is exploding, or whatever the case may be, because I don't know all the cases. Isn't that part that needs to be eliminated?
No, you can't eliminate it. I'm not, you can't get rid of, no, I'm not, I will consistently work towards consciously doing what I believe is best in the moment as often as I can. If anyone here feels bad, it's on them. Like him feeling the way he feels.
That's not true.
It totally is.
We are totally human beings.
And you can feel the way
And you need to, okay, maybe I better not speak, because that is absolutely, if you think about that and put it in your values, is that really what you think?
Yes, it's 100% what I think. This conversation has been the reason that people leave here. I'm just saying, this is the thing.
You're sitting down here, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, this was bad, blah, 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 blah. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm totally a business person. I come from business world, right? I grew up in it,
Mm-hmm.
right? But you need to take the human part of those people as well. People need to have like positive feedback and feel like every single person in this place, what are they doing, Alex? They're working for you. They're trying to do whatever it takes to help Alex succeed. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I need to stop talking. Fair enough. I understand where you're coming from. I hope you have the ability to see the human side of it.
Do you think I don't?
Sometimes, yes. If you want me to be honest, I'm going to lay it down. Yes, sometimes I think that you're having an emotional moment, and I totally get that. I worked in a building with 500 people. I totally get that some people are going to rub you the wrong way, and you can be very emotional. But you need to capture that in some way, so it turns it into a positive for people.
Okay.
That's my perception.
Right, but that's the perception that I would love to just talk about, not for the sake of making you wrong, but so that I can understand it. Because part of my challenge is that what is heard by people is also what they look for. And quite frankly, I think for 99% of the world, they don't want to hear it. Because we're so attached to being the victim that if I start a sentence with, "this was wrong," I then have to spend the next 2 hours trying to penetrate through the reaction to me saying, "this was wrong." Even though I never once said, "you did this wrong." Most of the people I meet think I'm a fucking robot, right? But that part of me is what creates the space for us to even make mistakes and to take on the challenges we take here to begin with. So it's a double-edged sword. So I believe you're accountable to your emotions as it relates to what evidence you're looking for in your own life to support what you believe about yourself. And I am accountable to communicating to you in a way that has the highest probability of you seeing what's true. Like in service to the bigger thing here. Cause like part of what you said, like I'm just a figurehead. Like I know you said everyone's here to serve Alexander, but
Everybody thinks that, Alex.
I know, but there's
Everybody
something...
has the mindset of we want to make Alex happy, we want to make him happy, we want to make him less stressed, we want him to live a happy life with his wife, we want them both to have happy lives and be able to enjoy themselves. This is like the underlying goal of this company, Alex, whether you see it or not.
Okay, well that's humbling. And once all of that is satisfied, there is still something bigger. It's not me.
That's right.
Right, so thank you, yes, and there's something bigger. And I would hope that everyone is doing that in a way that they themselves can find fulfillment along the way also. The mission here is to help people unlock their expression. I want to make sure that you have permission to be expressive because your expression is to the benefit of that third entity, that thing that's bigger, right? Like in my relationship with Jennifer, it's like doing what's best for the relationship sometimes means hurting her feelings, right? Like if you're serving the mission, if you're serving the company, you have a right to hurt everyone's feelings here.
No, I absolutely do not.
I don't mean maliciously.
And
I don't mean maliciously, Christine. I mean like
Maybe you're seeing him do something wrong or something that's damaging to the company. He might be hurt in his feelings if you call him out on it. That doesn't mean you're being malicious.
I understand what you're saying. I understand that you've said that, yes, I can cross over that line if I feel it necessary. I will not hurt your feelings.
Okay.
I will not.
Okay.
That is against my ethics. It's against my ethics, and I will stand for that for the rest of my life. And I won't hurt their feelings. I will do it in a way that's positive, that's reinforcing, and that we can all work together.
Okay, I just have a question. What if his feelings end up hurt?
Then I'll address that.
Okay, okay.
in a
Let me say it
positive
different
way.
So when you point out the truth or when you express yourself fully, he may have his feelings be hurt. That doesn't mean you hurt his feelings.
If I could offer some feedback here.
Sure.
One of the reasons that I became emotional during our meeting was because I really have self-esteem problems, like really bad. And when Alex is honest and blunt, like, it has none shit. And when I hear that just straight up, it hurts. It does hurt my feelings, but it's not your fault because you're just saying things that are true.
And that's not complete. Me saying it hasn't net us short-term customers doesn't mean it hasn't been of value. It just means it hasn't been of value in this one particular way. So if we were to just all sit down and be like, what specifically have been the beneficial outcomes of Daily Genius? We could fill this whole fucking whiteboard with beneficial outcomes that we were ignorant to in order to support the idea that you've somehow been a failure. That's what I'm trying to say, is that initial response that I'm a failure is an ignorant response. Because the only way for you to be like, I'm a failure, is to be ignoring this benefit and this benefit and this benefit and this benefit and this benefit. So I'm just trying to say, like, that idea that I hurt his feelings and that he's upset about that. I'm like, okay, great, I appreciate that. You care, thank you. Yes, I was blunt. I guess you could interpret that as being mean. It wasn't mean, it's just the truth. But the other side of the truth that nobody looks for is when you think you've hurt someone's feelings, where are they missing the blessing? The only way to be like, I'm a failure, is to obsess over this form of value and to not see all of these forms of value. And if someone is committed to their victimhood enough to say, no, I'm not looking for the benefits, I'm a fuck up because it didn't make us money, then at that point, that when I say I'm not accountable to the story someone wants to make up about it in order to support their feelings, I can only lead the horse to water.
Okay, so then let's do one word or phrase and clap our hands and go back to work. High fives, maybe.
Boy, that was a little bit of an emotional roller coaster, wasn't it? By the way, if you're worried about me, don't be. I'm fine. Although if you wanted to leave some comments that say, hey, you got some balls for putting in a clip of you crying in the episode, I mean, hey, I'm all for that. All right, guys, thank you for watching Daily Genius number 83. If you've got comments about this video, which you probably will do if you've watched the whole thing, then please leave them below. Like this video if you thought it was cool. Share it with people if you think they should see it. And we'll see you tomorrow for Daily Genius number 84. Boy, I wonder what's going to happen. I've got no fucking idea. Thanks, guys.
Good job giving feedback.
You can always count on me, Alex.